Starting a brand is so exciting. You can dream up crazy ideas and really make it happen. So when you find other people copying your ideas and your brand, it can be pretty shocking. Today, I wanted to share a couple of stories of when this has happened to me, so when other people have copied my brand, how I dealt with it, and also some tips on how I would deal with it in the future, so maybe it'll help you out, and tips for creating a brand that is authentically and uniquely you. Speaking about being authentically and uniquely you, I'm so excited to be partnering with Ana Luisa once more. If you don't know who they are, they're a New York-based jewelry company, and to say that I love their pieces is an understatement. Ana Luisa has been a huge sponsor of this channel, and I'm so excited to be working with them again for this Valentine's Day. I pretty much love everything on their site, and since Valentine's Day is coming up, I went for romantic and classic pieces. So the first thing I'm wearing today are these huggy earrings called the Ashley earrings, and they are so cute. They're 14 karat gold plated, so they're recycled silver dipped in 14 karat gold, and they have this really cute pearl detailing. What I love about the earrings from Ana Luisa is the fact that I can wear them for days without them feeling like irritable or itchy. I have very sensitive ears, so I'm very picky with the earrings that I do wear, and I'm so happy with these. They're like so good. The quality is just amazing, and I don't know, I feel like I'm just gushing about them, but I really love the products from there. The second thing I have is this really cute classic pearl necklace. So again, the necklace is also recycled silver dipped in 14 karat gold, and it has this really cute freshwater pearl. It's very simple and understated, and I like pairing it with things like a sweatshirt, and it kind of just gives you that high-low vibe. I feel like it just makes things look dressier, even though I'm wearing super comfy clothes. The necklace is called the Isabella necklace. Not only do I really love their products, I love the fact that it arrived so quickly. So I ordered these, it came from New York, I think within like 3 or 4 days. It was really quick, like super quick. So if you are ordering something for a loved one, you know that it's not going to take forever in the post to get to you. And what I wanted to highlight in this video today is that they are doing a promotional offer. Buy one, get one 40% off. So if you were looking for a Valentine's Day gift for somebody, or just wanted to treat yourself or a loved one, it's a really good time to shop with them because you are getting an amazing deal. So it's a really great time if you were planning to shop for loved ones or for yourself, you know, why not just gift yourself something? And you can go ahead and find out all the offers in the link in the description box below. I've linked it below. It'll take you straight to the website and you'll be able to shop all of the deals. So thank you again, Ana Luisa, for sponsoring this video. Please go and check them out. I cannot recommend them highly enough. So before we jump into the video, hi, I'm Ashani, creator and founder of Luna London, a home fragrance company. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell if you're a budding candle maker looking to start and grow your own business. You can also follow me on Instagram at The Small Biz Directive. With all of that done, let's get into the video. So today I wanted to cover 2 stories of where I've had instances of copying and how I dealt with them. I dealt with them in 2 very different ways, and it'll also show you how that impacted like the end result. And you can kind of decide what you think is the better way to deal with things. I obviously know. So story number 1. So one of the first things I did before revealing my logo, my branding, everything, I trademarked my name. I trademarked my brand name and I trademarked my logo. And because I did this, I was obviously aware that I had the legal rights to anything that had, you know, Luna London candles, and also, you know, with the moon, all of those in combination, I knew that I held the legal rights for it. The reason, of course, for trademarking was because I wanted to protect all of the hard work and the money that was put into my branding. At the end of the day, getting professional branding isn't cheap, so I wanted to make sure I was protected. So since registering my trademark, I do a frequent check now of any potential infringements on my brand. So what I do is like go on Instagram, go on Google, and start searching like Luna, start to see what comes up, you know, on Instagram. It will start like populating results for you already. And I'll just go ahead and like, you know, have a look at all these different brands and see, you know, what I would potentially think is an infringement or not. And that's kind of what I do, maybe like periodically, once a month, 2 months, every 3 months. Like it just depends. Like whenever I get a moment, I'll go ahead and do it. I don't have like a set date, if that makes sense. So whilst doing my frequent check, I came across a brand which had 2 of the words that are within my trademark. And I didn't approach them straight away because, to be honest, their brand like products and stuff like that was quite different to what I was doing. And I don't know, the approach I take is there's so many brands out there with the word like Luna and that sort of thing in it. I don't want to approach like every single person and like have this awkward conversation. Like I feel like it's a lot of energy to do and I don't enjoy doing it, if I'm really honest. So I kind of just, you know, I was like, okay, I'm aware of this brand and I'll just see how it goes. Like at the moment they're doing stuff that is completely different to me, so it's all good. But then I kept, you know, going back and checking in on them maybe every month or so. And then I started to notice that things were becoming very similar to me. You know, it like they released the Zodiac collection and I saw that there was a candle called the Self-Love candle coming out. Yeah, to me then it was like, okay, like this is now becoming a bit too similar to my brand. And you know, at the end of the day, it's up to you. If you want to go ahead and like send a cease and desist to everybody that has an infringement on your trademark, like, you know, it's all good, like go ahead. I feel like just for me, like until I can, you know, get a lawyer to do that for me, at the moment I'm just kind of picking my battles for now, and then as I grow I will have someone who can like go ahead and like do all of that for me, because it is very time consuming to like have this back and forth with this person. So I choose kind of like more strategically of who I'm going to speak to, just so, you know, I'm conserving my energy and I'm not just like having to deal with like millions of people. So as I said, I noticed that this brand was becoming increasingly similar in terms of their products as with me. And what kind of worried me is the fact that they were coming up in searches and their logo was quite similar as well. And I was just thinking like, and if somebody who, you know, saw my products in a magazine article started searching Luna, this other brand is going to come up, and it's kind of starting to like, the lines are starting to blur between who's who. So since seeing these similarities, I knew that, okay, this is the right time now to go ahead and approach this person. So I ended up sending a message just before, like, I don't want to go all guns blazing and, you know, send out a cease and desist straight away. So this seller was mainly on Etsy. So I sent her a message and kind of said, hey, I noticed that your brand, you know, is infringing on mine, and essentially I'm sorry to do this. I take no pleasure in doing it, but I think you're infringing on my brand. And anyway, we had a back and forth, and I feel like because I approached the situation in a more amicable way, I said that I wanted to be more amicable. I didn't want to be, you know, like, hey, you're like copying me, change everything now. I mean, there was a back and forth. The person wanted to know what my trademark or registration was, and also sought their own legal advice, and, you know, kind of like did their own due diligence, let's say, before coming back and saying, actually, I'm going to change my brand name and all of that. In the end, I essentially got the way I wanted. So yeah, I took a very soft approach. I took a very light approach. And I do think that is a huge reason as to why I managed to get the result I wanted in terms of, you know, not having any drama, let's say. And I put it out there. I said, you know, I take no pleasure in doing this. I don't want any drama. This is just really to protect my brand. I've put a lot of time and effort into it, and you know, you can see from my point of view that people are going to search and you're basically going to come up, and it's not fair. I've done a lot and you're infringing on my trademark. Anyway, the person was very understandable and, you know, went ahead, sought their legal advice, and then ended up changing their brand. So it was a win for me. I was very happy with the results. The person then went ahead and also like changed their like Instagram handle, which was something that was important to me, to their new brand name, just because I didn't want that confusion. I was doing a lot of press activity, so it was like worrying me that I'm getting all of these press mentions and, you know, this other brand is popping up. So I was very happy with the result, and I do think it's because I took a soft, lighter, amicable approach versus my next story, which was completely opposite. And I mean, it's a fun story to tell. Story number 2 is where I was scrolling on Instagram one day, completely randomly, like I was not doing any searches for any copying brands. I was just on Instagram and, like, you know, mindlessly scrolling, and then I went onto my explore page. The first picture on my explore page was essentially like identical copy of my Luna and Soul collection, which I actually have my Luna like box here, but this is the same like design as on the candle. The actual elements, so for example, for the actual moon wasn't the same, like it wasn't like copy and pasted of the moon, but you know, the whole concept essentially was stolen. I was just in shock. I'm not going to share the brand or anything like that. It's not like I don't want to send hate or anything to them, but I'll like blur out the actual candles so you can see the setup, and the setup was very like similar. Like I have had a tree stump and an autumnal leaf and stuff in the photo, and they basically copied everything. So I was really, really shocked, and I even just came off Instagram. I just did, like, you know, when you're so shocked you don't know what to do, like, did this just happen? So I came off Instagram for a few minutes, and then I went back on, and I was like, okay, what is going on here? And of course I went and like had a look at the Instagram profile of this person. I saw that their collection was launching in a few days. Please bear in mind that I had just launched my collection like 2 weeks earlier, so I was just like super shocked that someone had like managed to do all of this in 2 weeks. Anyway, I came back on the launch day, and up until this point I was just more in shock versus like angry, I would say. And then on the launch day, the listing went live on the website, and I saw essentially my description, like the layout of my description. A few words changed here and there on like certain parts, but essentially it was my description like rebranded a little bit, and you know, even like the product highlights, all of it was just taken from my website. And I don't think I've ever been that angry before. I was like fuming. I was so angry, and literally for 2 days I was like really angry. I couldn't eat. It was really bad, and I can laugh about it now because it's obviously it's gone now. I'm not that emotional about it, but at the time I was very angry. I didn't deal with it very well, not gonna lie. What I did was a side-by-side picture of my candles and the other brand's candles, and I said spot the difference. And I ended up tagging the brand, so this was on my personal account. I ended up tagging the brand, but in a way that, you know, no one else could see the brand name. It was like hidden under a photo. So at the end of the day, I didn't want to like send hate to them. It was just more the fact of like, hey, I see you, I know what you're doing, like this is really bad. And of course, I wasn't expecting anything different. The person came, they saw the story, they blocked me, and I knew that was going to happen. But I was in a position where I was so angry, I didn't even want to talk to this person. I just thought, like, how can someone actually go ahead and do this? Like, you're a small business as well. You know, it's just so mean. Like, it's really bad. Like, the whole part of having your own brand is to make it yours, to make it exciting, make it what you enjoy. So when someone did this, it was just like gobsmacking to me. So, you know, very quickly it was good for me to like relieve my anger, but not good in terms of like getting any sort of like proper results. I mean, the person did change the description a bit, and they've changed the collection name, so it's not Luna and Soul anymore, because they copied that too. And so there are elements that are changed, but like they've not removed the products or anything like that, which is to me what I would have thought that would have been the result I would have wanted. But I kind of knew that because of my response was very aggressive. I knew that I wouldn't be getting what I wanted, but I was just so angry I didn't care at that point. So that brings me to my tips. So as you can see, I've got 2 examples. One where I handled it like I think really well, very like amicably, very, you know, nicely, I would say, and that's how I would want to be treated. The second way was definitely not a nice way of reacting to it. At the end of the day, we are all human. I've learned from it. I know that, you know, I won't deal with it next time if something like that happens again. So my tips are for you guys, if you are getting copied, is number 1, get evidence, get screenshots of everything, create a document, put it all in your document, and just categorize everything, put dates, times, all of that sort of thing. And just keep compiling a list of all of these, like this activity of copying. The second thing to do is to work out what you'd like as an outcome. Would you like it to be, you know, would you like them to remove the product? Would you like to get money from the product, like any sales? You know, figure that out, and just kind of, you don't have to tell the person that, but it's good for you to kind of have thought about it, so you can kind of direct the conversation into the way that, you know, helps you meet your objectives. The third thing I would do is get input from an IP lawyer. So they usually do free consultations. You're able to, you know, ask them if you have a case or not. That will give you a good determination of whether to like initiate the contact or not. I think that would be really helpful because, you know that like you can confidently go in and say, hey, you're copying me, hey, you're infringing on my trademark, etc. And then the fourth thing is to go ahead and just write the letter. You know, I would go in saying, I'd like to deal with this amicably, you know, and like just say, I don't want to send a cease and desist, but, you know, I'm in this position. Can you, like, what can we do? And like, take it from that point of view. If you go in with a more neutral tone rather than accusing somebody, it's going to work out a lot better. And usually the person would come out and be like, okay, you know, I'll change my things. And it'll make them less defensive, basically. So I would highly recommend being a lot more neutral, a lot like take all the emotion out of it and go in with like a cool head. The thing you want to do from your correspondence with them is to try and get an admission of guilt. Of course, then that will give you concrete evidence that they're, that they've done something. So if you ever need to, go to like court or anything like that, you are sorted, you have everything that you need. And you don't want to go into something if there's a potential that you can lose. So you want to make it as like, gain as much evidence and as much, even a statement, as much as possible to help strengthen your case. So those are the tips I would say if somebody's copying you. That's what the process I would go through. Like I said, if you are feeling very emotional and very angry like I was, maybe get somebody else to do it for you and to deal with the situation. Because at the end of the day, like I said, although it was felt good to be angry in the moment, it didn't help me overall. As a business decision, I would say obviously going in with a cool head would have been way better. As an emotional decision, being angry was better for me. But we learn through all of these things. And then finally, if you are a brand and you're struggling to find your own voice, and I know it's tempting to copy people because you see and I was there when I started my brand. I saw, brands with 5,000 followers and I was like, wow, they're doing so well. People packaging so many parcels up and taking it to the post office. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. So it's very I get it. It's easy to think this person's doing really well, so it's obviously working for them. So I want to do the same thing. And I do think a lot of the time it comes from an innocent place rather than from a malicious place. It's from a place of wanting to succeed. And I totally get that. But of course, if everybody copies each other, then it ends up being having to undercut each other and all of that kind of thing, which is not what you want. If you're putting all the effort and time into something, you want to be able to price yourself fairly rather than trying to undercut each other. So I would say if you're struggling to find your voice and you're looking to, get your branding done and stuff, take all of the brands that you like, put them on a mood board and actually circle what is it about those brands that you like. Because there might not be everything you like about it. It may just be the font or, the icon, or I don't know, one little part of the logo. And just pull out all of these elements and then merge them together to make your own new brand. Because I'm I'm not delusional. I know that there's nothing new in this world. We're all inspired from each other. But there's a difference between, of course, inspiration versus just outright copying. So yeah, I hope this video helps you guys. A bit different, a bit more of a story time, I guess. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know if you've had any instances of copying within your brand and how did you deal with it? I'd love to know. And if you have tips on how to deal with it in a better way than I've already mentioned, that would be great. Don't forget to check out Ana Luisa. They are amazing and I'm so thankful for them sponsoring this video. And don't forget, the link is in the description box below. And yeah, just don't forget to be authentically you, in this whole thing and in branding. Never feel scared to just be and do what you think is amazing, because I feel like when you go and do that, that's when your brand does the best. So thank you so much, everybody, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.